prepare yourself, because the last one will leave you speechless. But before diving in, let's start with a story that will help you better understand the wisdom in this message. Once upon a time, there was a young man named Carlos who lived in a quiet neighborhood of the city. Carlos was kind, observant, and always willing to help others. However, he had a unique quality. He was very good at keeping his most intimate thoughts to himself. One day during a gathering with friends, someone suggested a game called Tell Us Your Biggest Secret. Everyone began sharing anecdotes, some funny, others embarrassing. When it was Carlos's turn, he simply smiled and said, "My biggest secret is that I've learned not everything should be shared." His friends laughed, thinking he was avoiding the game, but no one pressed further. What they didn't know was that Carlos had learned this lesson in a very special way years earlier. As a teenager, Carlos used to write his dreams, fears, and daily stories in a journal. One day, fully trusting his best friend, he decided to share an entry, a confession about his feelings for a girl in his class. At first, his friend kept the secret, but eventually, the temptation to share it with someone else was too strong. Soon, the entire school knew about Carlos's crush. It wasn't a traumatic or devastating experience, but it taught him an invaluable lesson. Some things are too precious to share with just anyone. Over time, Carlos learned to protect certain ideas, emotions, and plans. Not because he distrusted others, but because he understood that some things lose their value when exposed to external judgment or curiosity. He realized that keeping certain secrets safeguarded his peace of mind, self-esteem, and focus in life. Sharing less didn't make him less connected to others. It simply set a healthy boundary between his inner world and the outside. That day, after the gathering with his friends, Carlos went home feeling grateful for having learned this lesson. He didn't hold a grudge against his friend from the past. Instead, he understood that just as we don't share the key to our home with everyone, we shouldn't carelessly hand over the most intimate treasures of our soul.